My name is Michael. I live between Argentina and the USA. For 2 years, I wasn't just a person. I was a patient defined by a failing organ. I was told my kidneys were done, and for a long time, I lived in the shadow of a machine. This is the story of how I went from total organ failure to a medical anomaly. It started in January 2022. I didn't feel sick at first, just exhausted. But when the blood work came back, the numbers were impossible to ignore. My creatinine levels were skyrocketing, and my GFR, the measure of how well your kidneys filter blood, had plummeted to a dangerous low. The diagnosis was end-stage renal disease (ESID). My kidneys were no longer functioning. To stay alive, I was tethered to a dialysis machine 3 times a week. Every session lasted 4 hours. They pump your entire blood supply out of your body, clean it, and push it back in. It leaves you feeling hollowed out. I wasn't living. I was just surviving between appointments. I was in a clinical loop of needles, monitors, and the constant hum of the clinic. The hardest part wasn't the pain, it was the loss of self. I remember coming home after a particularly brutal session. I walked into my house and couldn't even lift a glass of water. My body felt like lead. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person looking back. The doctors were very direct with me. They said, "Michael, your situation is critical. Your only path to a normal life is a transplant. Without it, you will be on this machine for the rest of your life." There was no maybe or let's see. It was a binary choice, a new organ or a slow decline. That night, sitting in the dark, I truly felt the weight of my own mortality. I realized I was powerless. The turning point wasn't a bright light or a loud voice. It was a moment of profound, quiet realization after the transplant surgery. I woke up in the recovery room, feeling a sensation I hadn't felt in years. A few hours later, I was able to pass urine on my own without the help of a catheter or a machine. It sounds like a small, mundane thing, but to someone whose body had forgotten how to function, it was everything. In that moment, I felt a spark ignite inside me. It was the first sign that my body was reclaiming its rhythm. I wasn't just a collection of symptoms anymore. I was a living system again. That was the exact second I knew I was going to be okay. The medical community relies on data, not feelings. A few weeks ago, I went in for my post-op follow-up. We ran the full panel. When the results came back, my creatinine and GFR levels weren't just better, they were within the range of a perfectly healthy person. My doctor looked at the charts, looked at me, and then back at the screen. He shook his head and said, "It's a miracle, Michael. Your body hasn't just accepted the new organ, it has integrated it perfectly." Seeing those numbers on the paper was the objective confirmation of the subjective shift I felt in that recovery room. The science and the soul finally agreed. Before this happened, I was a different person. I wasn't necessarily a bad man, but I was a distracted one. I took my health for granted. I treated my body like a machine that would never break. I lived for the future and ignored the present. I was, in many ways, spiritually asleep. Now that version of Michael is gone. I've shifted from a place of taking to a place of noticing. I appreciate the simple act of breathing, the taste of water, the ability to walk. There is a deep patience in my heart that wasn't there before. I used to look for big wins. Now I find peace in small, quiet moments of life. I'm no longer just existing, I am participating in life. To those of you currently in the middle of your own dark night, whether it's a physical illness, grief, or a struggle you can't name, I want to tell you this: never let go of hope. I know how heavy the silence is when you're waiting for a change, but remember, the darkest part of the night always comes just before the dawn. Miracles don't always happen with a bang. Sometimes they happen in quietest moments of recovery. Hold on, your turning point is coming.